75% of the lesson, otherwise you can't take the exam. So I'll let you know and I'll write it on Google Classroom. If you don't stay here for the 75% of the lessons, you can't take this. Okay, we wait for a couple of minutes. Yeah, sorry. I asked the other students to stay. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, thanks. So I can see you. Thanks. It's just over there that I can see. Yeah, since this is, I think, the fourth lesson. So from the next lesson, which is November the 8th, because November the 1st, as I already told you, it's holiday. So it's next Friday. From November the 8th, you have to come, otherwise it's impossible to take the exam. I will write it on Google Classroom. Except for the people that are online and for objective reasons, let's say. Sorry? Next Friday is November the 1st, and it's holiday. It's not just me. It's not me. It's the faculty is closed because it's a religious holiday. It's All Saints. Okay, so it's closed. It's not me. It's everything. And so we are going to see each other November the 8th. And I repeat the fact that in that occasion there will be an important light designer and director who is giving his lesson to you here. So of course I would like you to be, first of all you're here in presence, and secondly I hope you enjoy it and you learn something from a very important Italian artist. Online students, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, visible.
Okay, thanks. Okay. We wait until.
Excuse me. I don't hear you.
gonna see very important, maybe the most important artist time. This yes. Oh, good. What do you know about it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you didn't see any specific work. Mm-hmm. What about the others? Sorry, you have to speak louder, you know. We are in performance class, so speak louder. I don't hear you. You're making noises. Okay, speak loud. Yeah, everybody knows that. And that's really, it's really astonishing because you are, you know, much younger than me, and still all you talk about that. I say, I made the same question. They have the same answer. I know that she wasn't able to lie, and they broke up, and this is on TikTok, and that's astonishing. Yeah, because it's, you know, still there. You know, you can have tattoos, and this generation, we are stuck at that. I'm sorry. The sound is very weak. Yeah, we don't have a microphone. I'm sorry, but I think you heard the other professor. So I know it was another class. Was it the same class? No, probably no. I'm sorry, but that's the only microphone we have. So I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. I hope you hear clearly from the video, okay? I'm talking to the online students. Uh, so, it was not a personal criticism. It just is astonishing, you know, that uh, she's, and you will see, she's a incredibly famous performer. And the main, probably the only thing still I mean is known about her is the fact that she broke up with her husband, which by the way is not her husband. But it just seems to me that we will have to move on, you know, that's what have to criticism. Okay, so uh, so Marina Abramovic uh, is a contemporary performer. She was born in 1946, so it's a long time. It's a long career, and she's considered a really the main performer um, for many, many reasons. And we try to see why. And we will focus specifically on a performance which is not exactly just a performance. It's something in between a performance and also an installation, a museum exhibit, I don't know. And it's something in between. It's something ambiguous. And that's why she's so interesting. She's always pioneering and fighting, let's say, or challenging the rules of the museums, the rules of performing arts, the rules of performance art, the rules of video making. So I think she's very a good example for you, and you have absolutely to know about her work, even though you are not going to work as a performer or maybe not even video artist. But since you are in the course of performing arts and video editing, I think it's really interesting for you to know about it. So, but I want to start a little bit talking about our last lesson. That was actually, as you remember, dedicated to the Living Theatre and specifically to Antigone by the Living Theatre. And I'm sure you remember that in certain moments of the show, they were going, let's say, they were going down the stage and going in the middle of the public, in the middle of the audience, engaging the audience. And this is something that somehow Marina Abramovic elaborates. I mean, the fact that of with the public or interacting in another way with the public, in a more direct way. And we will see how this happens. Some news about her biography. Now, a few things. So she was born in 1963. Her parents were two national heroes in World War II, and she received kind of very military discipline education. So she grew up under the Communist Party, under the Communist regime. There was giving strict rules for artists. She enrolled at the Academy of Fine Arts in Belgrade. So she started in a very traditional way somehow. She wanted to be a painter, and actually she painted. There are paintings that she made at the beginning. But very soon she became interested in something else, something that she was pioneering, and something that now we call performance art, in which the body is at the center, and the artist is not interested or not only interested in creating an artifact, a sculpture, a painting, an object of art, but the artist is interested in using her his poem as a medium, as an object, as a subject of art. So it's a completely different shift. And she started performing visceral performances. This is a, a way that critics have defined her work, visceral performances. And we will see some of those performances, okay? Uh, I will show you, there's a very good documentary that we don't see from the beginning to the end because it's impossible, but I will I will upload the link so that you can see um, fully if you want. Um and this documentary is titled The Shocking Life of Marina Abramovic. I think it's very well done. And we see just a few, maybe 10, 13 minutes. And this part is mainly dedicated to her education and her first years. So it's somehow illustrating what I said till now. Okay. this was to introduce the fact that she declares many times that she had a very sad childhood. She did her mother, and all these facts were had a big influence on her choices, on her artistic choices. So that's why I wanted to let you see this part of the documentary, which is not devoted to her art, of course. Okay, let's jump to her site, because I think it could be interesting for you to know that she's now very, very, very famous. The Marina Abramović Institute, which is, I don't know where, but I think, well, I can't remember where exactly. Maybe it's written somewhere. I don't know. Okay, and you have an idea of what's going on in the frame. And she's has created a method. She trains performers from all over the world, and she also supports new performers. So this is something that you may could be to explore. Okay, let's have a look to one of her most famous and criticized performance, which is right? 10, Rhythm 10. You find many pieces on YouTube, but I think this is a very good one because we hear to her voice, she's commenting this performance. And so I think it's interesting to hear the artist comment, okay? So in this performance, we just hear 1 minute and 20 seconds. I remember the fact that this performance was took place in 1973. 1973. At that time, it was really, really difficult to take videos. And it was not usual. Those performers, exactly like Marina Abramović, started actually to use videos and photos in order to create a documentation of their work. But not just a documentation, they started to use this kind of media inside their performance. So it's a shift. And so that's why we have just, a little fragment, 1 minute and 20 seconds, or maybe you can find another fragment of 2 minutes, because it was not usual at all right? So those fragments are very famous, very somehow precious. And in this performance, she was challenging her force, her capability of support, of her courage also, because in this performance you will see she stabbed. The performance was that she was stabbing with a knife, different knives, her fingers, through her fingers, very, very fast. So it was very dangerous. Okay, and that was the performance. Sometimes, of course, she was bleeding, and it's a kind of performance art that became very somehow powerful and attracted a lot of people. And you see the use of the body by those performers in a completely different way from the normal traditional actor who plays a character. It's a completely different concept. But let's see this short piece, very short. Okay, so we have seen not the real video, but photos. Okay, but I think we got the real something that was going on there. It was something very risky, very dangerous, and she wanted to experiment a new way of interaction between the performer and the onlooker, the spectators, the public, the audience, call it as you want. And that's what she did all her life, let's say, okay? Creating a different kind of consciousness. And in order to do this, she accepted to do something very dangerous for herself. We have another example, which is almost of the same year, 74, Rhythm 0, sorry, where this was considered the most dangerous performance she ever did. And she stood immobile in a room with, I don't know, maybe 70 or 80 different objects. For instance, a rose, but also a gun, different objects. And she was immobile for many hours in the room, and the audience could do anything they wanted of her, because she wanted to challenge and she wanted to see what were the reactions of the public. And she states that just a few seconds and you turn the people like their angriness, they become savages, they become violent. It just in a few seconds, and that it's a kind of laboratory experiment. Okay, and um, and the most dangerous experiment she made it in Naples, and in '74. And I think in this video we see that specific occasion. I'm not completely sure, but you can find it on YouTube. And people just were crying. It happened everything, and she was almost shot at the city moment with a gun. Okay, so someone decided she had to die. So this is something we we can't call it anymore theater. It's everything but fictional. Okay, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. We can like it or dislike it, but this is something that happened a few decades ago. So it's important that you know it because, 74, it's a long time. Um, this was happened, and it's considered maybe the, really the most disturbing somehow performance she made. Um, um, and one of the most dangerous as we've seen. Okay, uh, she left in 75. She left Belgrade. Probably she never really went back anymore. She went to live in Amsterdam when she met Ulay, the guy we were talking before, and she lived there. Also because she couldn't go back to Belgrade. In the meantime, she was a teacher in a school of fine arts, but she was banned from the school, and she started to live in Amsterdam. She started to work together with Ulay, which is a by name, it's not his real name, and they become a very famous couple, the very famous couple in performance art. And they made many performances, and we are going to see through Marina Abramovic's words um, one of the most famous, which is Imponderabilia, created in 1977, and we'll see how it works. said, you have also, since you are in video editing also, remember that those fragments are very precious. As I said, I have to stress it. It was not a common practice to take videos of this kind of performances or to take videos inside the museum. Okay. Um, so I want to show you another famous performance. She made so many, but this is a very famous one because with this performance she won the Golden Lion at the Venice Biennale in 1997. So let's say from this moment that she's in the pantheon, okay? Biennale di Venezia, Venice Biennale is one of the most important events for contemporary art. And so she made this work in which she combines video and performance. Okay, she uses both videos and performance, and it's dedicated or interrogating the Balkan War, the Yugoslavian War, and of course uh, she's let's say crying for peace and okay. Just stop it. You see, she plays with the folklore, okay, with traditional folk of traditional dance in the video, and she uses very powerful metaphors, cleaning the bones, powerful metaphor, and also she uses something very powerful, which is the spell, which is the oldest sense. It's the oldest, the most ancient. I don't know which part of our brain, but it's the most ancient. Okay, so if you want to do something that really arrives in 1 second, use the smell, the perfume. Okay, because that's the most powerful sense, more than the eye, much more. Okay, so she's now, as you see, really in the pantheon of contemporary artists, and um, slowly we are coming to the focus of the lesson. But it was important to see the rest, the previous moments. Um, from, let's say, 2005, she started to think about her legacy, how to live and where, and which with which means to leave the legacy of her own performances and, generally speaking, of the performance art. And so she created um, in 2005 another event whose title is 7 Easy Pieces that are actually reenactments of performances created by other performers. This is something that you have to keep in mind because it's exactly what we find in the event I want to focus, which was titled The Artist is Present. Maybe you've heard about it because it became really like mainstream. And it was there was a press release. I can upload it on Google Classroom. There's a press release by the MoMA. It was organized in the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the MoMA, in 2010. This performance / exhibition / installation / reenactment, this whole event was titled The Artist is Present and ran for almost 3 months. We have on one side some performers that were reenacting famous Marina Abramovic performances, like for instance the Imponderabilia, the one with the two the couple naked and there was like a door. You remember that? Okay. And other famous performances. This was happening on one side of the museum, and on the other one, there was another event that when it was presented, people didn't think it has to become such a famous event, and we will see what was going on there. What I can tell you, and then we will see the documentary, is that, as I said, the exhibition ran for almost 3 months, and every day she was seated in an armchair, inviting passively people, any visitors, to sit in front of her and to look at each other. Silence, completely silence, and nothing else, just nothing else. And it was incredible reactions by the visitors, and we will see. There's a lot of witnessing we will see in this video. And so this, let's say, exhibition performance, I don't know how we call it, lasted for 700 hours. It was very, very challenging for her to do that, because every day for, I don't know, 8 hours or 10 hours a day for 3 months, she did that. And there's a big documentation, an incredible documentation of that event. Also, lots of photos done by very famous photographers. But we see not the whole documentary, but some parts of the documentary. This could be interesting for you too, you know, since you are doing a video. So you see how you can create a masterpiece in this kind of video. And okay, let's have a look at that. I have to find it. Ah, it's impossible to open this. It's in English with Italian subtitles.
Stay.
Marina, up.
Wow, this looks so beautiful. Wow.
Everybody move around into position. Tight little skirt. Marcus, come closer to Marina. That's good, guys. Stay right there. Perfect. Eyes back. Same with me every time.
You know what is interesting? After 40 years of people thinking you're insane and you should be put in mental hospital, you finally actually get all these acknowledgements. It takes such a long time to take you seriously.
There, right there, don't move anything, right there.
It's a long way.
Welcome to the arts portion of our program, kind of the highbrow part. In fact, it's a museum of modern art. Is the exhibit we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, but it might raise your eyebrows, is what this one might do, in addition to being highbrow. You have to decide if it's highbrow. Now, Monica Rollins went to see it.
The three pieces in particular that are new. Here's the first one. It's called In Ponderbilia by artist Marina Abramovitz.
The name of the artist, Marina?
Marina.
Her last name?
Don't know.
Abramovich.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, the Eastern European.
You did tell me this, yes.
Marina Abramovich.
Whatever past you.
people just few seconds, some people longer time. No rules.
My mother dressed me as a devil when I was 4 years old for the little party. My first party ever. Everybody was dressed very happy. You know, princesses and cowboys. And I was looking so miserable. Just really little kid with a very sad black devil dress with the two horns. I had no idea why she dressed me as a devil. I think that marked my life. So we recreated this image. Only 6 years later. I mean, after the show, I have to really put some more attention to sex of my life, so I have to really look for it. If I put advertising like that, you think that will attract some guys? Semi-intellectual artist on the top of her career, looking for the single male. Okay. So basically, you're looking into many marinas. You're looking at the marina who is product of the two partisan parents, two national heroes, no limits, willpower, any aim she put in the front of her. And then right next to this one, you have the other one who is like a little girl who, you know, mother never gave her enough love and very vulnerable and unbelievably disappointed and sad. And then it's another one who have this kind of spiritual wisdom and can go above all that. And this is actually my favorite one. You have to make from all. Oh, he's there. Hello. We can. Okay. Now we have to start. Yeah. That's the cooler.
Okay. And back to here.
Yeah. Here I have 10 pieces of that. Just plenty.
Yeah, but it's whether they work.
I love you name. August is amazing. Do you have a brother September? No, but who is writing the text?
Probably Klaus.
Debbie Klaus.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll just be putting it on the wall.
Oh, that's great to know. I like times,
Nice meeting
just to tell you, the letter set. And I like Russian type of letter setting. But we can choose together some things.
Great.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. All right. It's too red, everything.
Well, we talked about making it black and white yesterday.
Yeah. You know, there will be color, actually.
Okay.
One time in my life, I would like to show everything what it takes you to make art and to be an artist. How much correspondence, how much emails, how much faxes, how much letters, how much plane tickets, how much... All the structure is just enormous. What is actually physical work, which is not to do with creativity, but just administration.
Marina Abramovich's office.
In MoMA, I have all 6 floors. Wow. It's just a big deal, I tell you. It's a big deal. I feel pain in my back already just to think about. So it's not chronological. So this is the beginning, you know. It's the beginning of my early work. You know, this work it's called Artist is Present. So only is focusing on performance where artist is literally present. Doesn't include my transitory objects, doesn't include my sound pieces, doesn't include my objects with crystals, just performance, pure performance. It's all about performance. If we have the video, we don't show anything except video, you know. So it's very radical. So for me, it's like, that's why this show in MoMA is historical for me, important, to really put the kind of things in the right place. Because performance never been a regular form of art. It's been alternative since I was born. So I want to really to be real form of art in respect before I die. Thanks. And you, please.
So let's start with the exhibition. You are re-performing your own performances. You're making,
I'm making new piece.
One new piece or several new pieces?
Just one new piece. Artist is Present, and all the rest of people are re-performing my 5 historical pieces.
Yeah, and so I think your first performance was also in a museum in Belgrade. Is that kind of
no? It's
true?
Actually,
but what kind of venues? Marina, the element of sound is imminent in relation in movement, where you were driving a van around a square for 16 hours and shouting numbers through a megaphone.
Yeah.
You substituted your persona with that of a
Did someone of you saw maybe the exhibit in Palazzo Strozzi in Florence a few years ago? Did you? Yeah, remember the van was there? There was a van. But no, you didn't see the van? Okay. When I went, there was the van because there was that van was where they Ulay and Marina Abramovic lived for a few years, and they were performing also with the band. Okay, so just to give you another news.
prostitute, and Rhythm 2, where you took psychoactive drugs to challenge social attitudes toward female mental illness, and Rhythm 5, where you lay inside a wooden 5-pointed star set on fire and then fainted from the lack of oxygen. And now these pieces, you have often been threatened and threatened your own body, and I know you're probably sick of these questions, but I just want to touch on it briefly before we can move on.
There's only one question I didn't hear since 10 years. Why is this art? This was the main question since I start performances, people asking me, and I could not take it. And now actually I'm missing it. Like nobody asked me why it's not art, because maybe it's my age. So they kind of get it finally, or they just pretend they get it. If you're alternative when you're young, when you're 18 and 19 and 20, and you're still alternative with 29, and you're alternative with the 30, and you're alternative with the 40, and you're alternative with the 50. But excuse me, I'm 63. I don't want to be alternative anymore.
Many people think of her as the grandmother of performance art.
Art is beautiful. Art must be beautiful.
Performance emerged in the 60s as a result of a challenge to painting. Whatever it was not something you hung on the wall.
Okay, I stop it here because I would like to hear your voices and what you think about that. First of all, beauty. The concept of beauty. Art must be beautiful. You hear what she says? Art must be beautiful. She was going against that. So, against the beauty and against the, let's say, the market, the market of art. And if you don't create an object, an artifact that can put on a wall, that critic is saying that, it can be sold. So that's why this is the main reason why many artists decided to create performances, because the performance can't be sold very easily. It's not there, okay? It doesn't belong to the market, the art market. Yeah, I'm asking you what you think. Yeah, all right. Yeah, but it doesn't, yeah, but I agree. Yeah. Not as the better. Because it's sincere. This was the main reason why that the traditional way of expression. And decided to start these that's what this is from one side, and the other one is fighting against the idea of beauty. What's beauty? I'll let you go to the same ideas. I think she made a very good point. She says, okay, you have faith, but it's not an object. It's not reliable. It's transient. Luxus. Yeah, and I think also the challenge is the function of a museum. Yeah. Yeah, but now it's, let's say, quite common to understand it, a museum or an exhibit or in this way. This is where it comes, from these people, not just Marina Abramovic, also others, but she's one of the most important. And they pioneered that, okay? So it's also important to understand that our contemporary concept that we think is so new, maybe just 5 years, it's 50 years. You understand what I mean? I think I'm a historian, I believe it's the only way to be free. Sorry, what did you want to say? You forgot. I perfectly agree with you that and also authentic. I agree with you. It's another impact. Yeah, because you work directly through the body to overwhelm power. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
In the case of Marina, she used the human body to make statements that can sometimes be quite violent, can sometimes be provocative.
She is directly and boldly challenging an audience. What is at the heart of her artworks is the shared experience of the audience and the performer. Many of Marina's works are interventions. When she did Rhythm Zero in Naples with the objects and people could use the objects against her, that is like the Stanford experiment, right? That's kind of a scientific experiment that reveals human nature. But what is art other than revealing human nature?
It's like a murder mystery. It's like a Hitchcock. Is she going to get murdered? There the gun is. What's going to happen? Who's walking in? Who's walking out? The veneer of civilization is very thin. And what's absolutely terrifying is how quickly a group of people will become bestial if you give them permission to do so. And some of Marina's early performances were about that.
It's playing with that edge of the knife that allows her to create the intensity of the performances that makes them transcendent.
Dedicate new performers that were going to reenact her performances. So I skip this because we don't have the time to see everything, and we go to the actual performance. The artist is present, and we see what was going on, the reactions. And I would like you to pay attention to a few words that, in my opinion, are very important. The word experience, which is something against a contemporary word. The word experience, the word event. Now they are we use those words normally, but they were not so normal at that time. That's what I want you to understand. And also in this performance, the artist is present. All is around time. I mean that being able to use the time is something that changes the consciousness of people. And that's what she does. That's what she really does. She changes the consciousness, the state of mind. And this happens through the use of time. And this is incredible she was able to do this in a city like, chaotic city like New York. She created this event where nothing was happening, just silence, and people just staring at each other. So everything was through their gazes and in silence, complete silence. Okay.
Can we start the rehearsals? That's the most important. Can we get everybody there? Please come. Hello. Oh, yes, fine. Come. So, can we sit down 2 seconds? But I wanted to see everybody. Oh, okay. Oh, hello. It's so different than our workshop in the countryside, I tell you. I'm going through hell. And one thing is so important, to be open about all the shit, because it's like I can't pretend now I'm in the Zen shit, but I'm not. And also, I didn't even have a personal contact with any of you. I have to trust you with my life for this show, for these 3 months. It's no other way. Because it's like, I have to be really, have all my energy to make my own peace, knowing that everything is fine upstairs.
Thank you very much for coming to MoMA tonight. I'm the curator for Marina Abramovich's retrospective. And that said, I would like to introduce Marina. Thank you, Marina. Thank you very much to Marina. I thought we should open the podium for questions. So one last chance to ask her something directly. Otherwise, you have to wait until June.
I suggest it's so late. Let's have 3 real good questions. And at least one personal.
How do we know that before?
Personal question. You seem happy. Are you?
Depends. So what I can say, I'm very happy that I'm by myself, because who I can live with to do this next 3 months what I wanted to do. There's no human being who stay with me, because I, like in a military drill, I'm in this real complete concentration about doing this 3 months work, because it looks like simple. I'm just in atrium and having one position on the chair. But it's not like that. It's extremely difficult, because you have to really be like a mountain. I want to create some kind of stillness in the middle of the hell. And for that, I have to be in the right state of mind. So I have to restrict myself with everything. And it's a winter. When I come out, it's going to be summer, because that will be 31st of May.
Marina is one of the most significant artists of the second part of the 20th century.
What is so amazing about Marina is that she's really, invents situations where nobody has been yet. Her practice is extreme.
54 between 50 and 60, please.
In New York, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people will be invited to make an experience they've never made before.
MoMA is the most significant context in the world for any living artist to make a show.
I really see the chance that the performance art become mainstream art. And with this kind of show in the Museum of Modern Art, never happened before, it's the big chance. That incredible feeling of responsibility for performance in general. It's not just for myself. I'm feeling like Marie Antoinette going to cut the head off.
The inability to keep going, the potential of giving up, will become part of the performance if it occurs.
It can be a fiasco. I mean, there are no rules.
The Artist is Present is a hugely courageous piece because it's a piece that can fail.
Pause.
Things always happen that you have to put a limit. There's a boundary. This is really something coming from the right, ancient right. From every culture, you create a ritual space. This is the first thing. If you don't have a ritual space, there's no purpose. So the first thing is to create another space, not the everyday space. That's what they've done. You see?
That was 5 years living. 5 years living. Isn't it great? Yeah. It is.
Yeah. That's the other one. They are simultaneous. Wow.
Now Ula is not there. Now there is no life's partner. Now the audience is, in quotes, her lover.
You've been a very bad girl.
Well, that was Beyonce in a new video with Lady Gaga. And Sandy Rios does not like Lady Gaga's latest video.
This should be outlawed. It should be banned. I personally, there is a limit to what we should tolerate.
You know, I find it interesting because you've got this Lady Gaga video out now, and literally in today's New York Post, there's an article about this exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art where daring patrons squeeze through two live nude performers, alternating couples opposite and same sex who stand in a narrow doorway of the new exhibit, which is by some Yugoslavian-born provocateur. As you listen to the sound of this woman's constant guttural screaming and moaning, that, they say, is art, and it's at MoMA.
We want to film the galleries, no. Do we have an interview? No. I sent them the statement and our still images, like 4 images from the exhibition. You know, we're not trying to stop the coverage. We're just not going to have a circus going on inside.
As usual, okay? So, you know, everything could happen. And if you look at YouTube, you see also, you know, funny things, let's say funny, that happen, you know? Because she's vulnerable. That's It's meant to be like that.
Friday we had some weirdos, but we were expecting it. I think that some people is starting to understand that it's possibly a stage, possibly a important window. The problem of the day was that we established a signal of emergency for Marina. So if she raised her hand, it could mean many things, but essentially means please ask the person that is sitting with me to leave for some reason.
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable, I'm scared,
Yes.
I don't feel well,
Yes.
many different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. This thing that she's like sort of cleaning the thing, and then boom.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
it reconnect, and it's only for you. So each and everyone had like a clean, unique, and personal contact with Marina. Boom, like a magnet.
Yes.
What is so beautiful about the MoMA performance, she's treating actually every human being she is encountered with the same attention and same respect. That's pretty shocking. And some people are shocked by this, and some people anyway think they deserve this attention and they are finally where they should be. And others fall in love with her.
There's so many different reasons why people come to sit in front of me. Some of them they're angry, some of them curious, some of them just want to know what happened. Some of them, they're really open and you feel incredible pain. So many people have so much pain. When they're sitting in the front of me, it's not about me anymore. It's very soon, I'm just the mirror of their own self.
Somebody told me the other day that for most masterpieces, people stand in front of it for 30 seconds. Mona Lisa, 30 seconds. People come and sit here all day.
The world is moving so fast now. People barely have an attention span at all. She slows everybody's brain down. She asks us to stay there for quite a length of time, which we're not used to doing. She transforms us as a result.
Marina is an artist that visualizes time using her body in the space with the audience. By the mere duration, she brings time in as a weight, the weight on the performer's shoulders, taking a piece out of the performer's life as a value. Time is not an ephemeral just rushing by. Just imagine time as an unbearably large object you cannot move and you are caught in.
And as a presentation please, the museum is now closed. Please return your highway program tickets to the desk on the ground floor and select the
The performance is finished. We are closing the space. Thank you.
Closed. Thank you. We open at 10:30 tomorrow. No. Come back tomorrow. Be with me. Come back tomorrow, okay?
He'll give you a chance.
When you come back tomorrow, we talk about it.
He'll give you a chance.
No, I'm not giving you a chance. We talk about it tomorrow. No, I didn't say so.
I've got my witness.
Ladies, let's move. You okay? You want me to get a wheelchair?
No, my foot's
Kids, this is about limit. Even for me.
It was so strange today. I had this enormous pain. And at the same time, when the announcement arrived, I was thinking it was a mistake. It was incredibly, I was expecting another 3 hours. I was thinking it was so short today. I don't know.
Because today?
I saw her having pain. I saw and heard the guards saying that they are worried. So they say, if you think you ruin your health, if you think you damage your body, then I offer you officially now to end the performance.
So painful.
She just said no, it would never be an option. So she was like, not even considering it, not even listening to the end of my sentence. She was just saying, no, I would never, never consider this.
There is pain, but the pain is like a kind of keeping secret. The moment you really go through the door of pain, you enter to another state of mind. This feeling of beauty and unconditional love, and this feeling of there is no kind of borders between your body and environment. And you start having this incredible feeling of lightness and harmony with yourself. Something become like a holy. I can't explain. And that other state of mind is exactly what public start feeling, that something is different. Performance is all about state of mind. The public is like a dog. They can feel insecurity, they can feel fear, they can feel you're not there. So the idea is how you can bring the performer and the audience in the same state of consciousness, here and now.
Would you move it with me?
I'm gonna put this down.
What is under the feet? What is under it?
It's not.
It's just a little glue to keep it in position. Don't move.
It's so interesting that I could not do without table in the first 2 months. I need to have structure. I need to have the table, and the table have to keep there till I really got to the point that actually I don't need the table.
Let's switch it up.
And once this table is removed, it's so much more direct.
I'm going to
How do you feel about it? What do you think is the difference?
The difference is that there's no buffer. From security point of view, there's no buffer between two of them. You know, like if somebody is going to do something, there's nothing preventing someone from doing something. You know, that's the only thing I feel. But we're just going to instruct everyone that has to sit in front of her that you cannot move, touch, or do anything.
She makes herself so much more vulnerable. It's so much more direct. There's no obstacle between her and the audience. So she was right.
About it, and maybe we can talk next time. But remember, the fun, the use of time, the fact that it's an experience, the use of the space, and I would suggest also the fact that this is a very good video project. Okay, there's attention, and okay, we could talk about it